The new black, the new black Wall, the new black, the new black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new black Wall Street. It's on the new black Wall Street. Here's your host. The new black.
All right, beautiful people, man. Good evening to you. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight in New Black Wall Street as we're bringing to you our special broadcast, which is Black Woman Wednesday. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises and the Black Bazaar. And tonight is just a night where I like to just, number one, connect networks to networks, but then primarily just to bring folks in front of you that have inspired me to be great, and hopefully they'll inspire you as well. Also understand as you meet these phenomenal women that we'll have here tonight, they might speak to you in a way that you want to connect with them, follow them, and you guys do your whole woman thing as you empower one another towards greatness. And so that's what this show is all about. While you guys are joining us, man, go and let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country, what city, what state, what country. Love to know just how far our reach is tonight. We do understand we're using the internet, and it is global. And so you could be connecting anywhere. Just love to know how far our reach is here tonight. Also, I'd love for you to hit that like button and share button if you care. Like button and share button if you care. We have plenty to distract us tonight, but we can keep our focus on empowering one another, and we can do that here tonight. And then the last request that I have for you is to tag a sister. There may be a sister that's connected to you that just need to be uplifted here tonight, and I believe we have a show that'll help them know that they are important and valuable and loved. And they got some sisters that'll be behind them as well. On Black Woman Wednesday, we're just going to love, appreciate, and adore the Black woman here tonight. And I'm going to start by actually going through this woman poem. I'll probably have a woman read it, but I'm going to read it in honor of our phenomenal women that we have here tonight and beyond. This is Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou, and it goes like this. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's my reach, it's the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellow stands or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say it's the fire in my eyes and the flash in my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I am woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's the arch in my back, the sun in my smile, the ride in my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. Because I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. In honor of Miss Maya Angelou, phenomenal woman. That's you, Black woman. That's right. You are phenomenal. You are absolutely adored, loved, and cared for here tonight. Black Woman Wednesday. So I'd say thanks so much for tuning in. Let's see who has joined us here tonight. Phyllis George in the house out of Brooklyn, New York. Yvette Goodrich is joined out of Boston, Massachusetts. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. What's going on, Miss Mary Kay? Angela Mitchell is here. Hello and happy Wednesday to you as well. Again, go ahead and hit the like button, share button if you care. Also, tag a sister if you care as well. Here tonight on Black Woman Wednesday. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let you guys know we got two guests. We do have someone I consider to be in health and wellness, and also I consider to be like author, publisher, coach, all types of stuff. So they'll be able to tell you a little bit more about who they are, what they do, the impact that they're making in our community, and how they can help you. But I will say, I always have something a little bit to say. This sister here, she's a BBC member. We do have a club, Black Billionaires Club, where we work to actually build our dreams and support one another and hold each other accountable to greatness. And I've just seen her just like continue to blossom towards the things that she has said that she wants to accomplish. And that's the important thing. She said, hey, here's what I want to do. And then she goes out and gets it done. And so I wanted to share with you guys, she's big into health. I consider her to be a health nut, and she'll tell you a little bit about her story. But she does have a cookbook. And I was able to be one of the first people to buy this cookbook. And it is a phenomenal cookbook. So show you how you can get this if you want to get this as well. It's Cooking Healthy with Tiffany. Delicious, easy meals for a healthy lifestyle by Tiffany Kelley. I think she started a cooking show. She's got a lot going on. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to my friend, a woman who inspires me as she continues to execute, kind of makes me got to execute as well. Miss Tiffany Kelley, D. Kelley, newlywed, is up in here on Black Woman Wednesday. What's going on, Tiffany?
Hey, Evan. It's all good. It's all good. Can't complain. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal, man. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight, taking the time. I see you look like you in the kitchen as well. You got your Cooking with Tiffany backdrop back there. What's going on?
You know, gotta have that little background. I couldn't sit in my office where it's a blue wall, you know. So I was like, I'll sit up in the kitchen. I'll go to the kitchen. How about that?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining. There's some people who, it may be their first time being introduced to you. Of course, I've known you for quite a while. If you could tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Tiffany Kelley, newly married, so I'm actually on social media now. I guess on Facebook, I'm Tiffany Deanna Williams. So I'm kind of using both names because of my brand. But I saw somebody who's from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Been down here in Georgia since 2005. I'm a almost 21-year educator. Aside to my business, I also coach and train teachers. And so as well as mentor young girls. So I have a mentee who actually is like my child who lives with me. And so that's what I do. I love hair and fashion and all that good stuff. But I had my own weight loss journey, as you know. Used to be 260 plus pounds and had several health issues. And I just got one and I said, you know what, I can't do this no more. I got to make a change. And so I started, working out and learning how to eat healthier, because I discovered a lot of us, I'm pretty sure women who are watching may not want to admit, but also, discovered I was an emotional eater. Sometimes when we get in certain spaces in life, we use food as comfort. And so because of that, it also resulted in where I had a lot of health issues and I was severely overweight after a while. And I got to a point where I said, I got to do something different. And so that journey began. And then along that journey, started cooking and, I started working with a trainer and I would give tips to people. So I was coaching informally women back then in fitness classes that I taught after a while, because I also am a fitness instructor. And so it developed into where I got into food and fitness and coaching and helping women achieve their goals in health and wellness. And then, always talking about food, always sharing different ways you can cook food in a healthier way. Because I was a big girl, so I like to eat. But I knew that if I had to make a lifestyle shift, I had to also eat differently and make my other food that I used to eat, healthier. And at the same time, not compromise the taste. And so that's kind of like my little journey. And then I got into cooking, and it went from cooking to cooking live one day to a whole series to a cookbook. So it's been a pretty cool journey. It has.
Absolutely. So I got quite a few questions for you, Tiffany. I first want to start by we just coming into the new year. What would you say, is a big accomplishment for you in 2020?
Two things. One, my biggest accomplishment was, of course, publishing my first ever cookbook. I must say it's been a work of art. I did it pretty much designed on my own from cover to cover. And I would say being able to share my love for food and my strategies for cooking healthy, because most of those recipes are in and out the kitchen in 30 minutes or less. And so I would say my biggest accomplishment was being able to get this book out to the masses and share it with many people who were waiting for it, people who didn't know me, being able to cook on an international summit where women in Africa, Bahamas, all across the US actually got a chance to see me in action and to share my love and share my story and to inspire other women to take care of their temple. So I would say that was the first one, the biggest one this year. And I would say the second one was being able to present my self-care workshop for educators at the Black Educators Rock Conference this year, and being able to connect with a school that actually bought my planners for their teachers. And so those are two things that I was really proud of last year in the midst of my own journey going through some things, you know what I mean, and the pandemic. So I was really, really grateful and excited that God allowed me to see that happen. And so 2021 can only get better.
Absolutely. You got that face beat over there, girl. You got that face beat. Hey, one question I've been meaning to ask you for a while, and guys, you can find the book, her books, by going to the website daretoloveYou.com if you're interested in the cookbook or anything else that she has. You want to see some other things she has, go ahead and check out the website. But one question I've been burning to ask you is this. So I know that you do a lot, like, you know, from your regular job to building your business. To, you know, you're married now. How do you balance? How do you manage it all? Because I think there's some people who are watching today who just feel like, man, I just don't have the time. But yet you found a way to make the time for all these different things that you do. Talk to us a little bit about how you're able to juggle all these different, you know, roles that you play in your life.
It's, you know, I think you and I had a chat a couple of weeks back when I was getting some stuff for a customer, and I was telling you, you know, you have so many different talents, like it can be very overwhelming. And I will say last year, I don't think I did a good job, to be quite honest, because I like to be all the way 100, because I want people to know that this ain't for the weak at heart what we do as an entrepreneur. Last year, I had a major health setback because of the fact that I think I was just doing too much, you know, spreading myself too thin, because sometimes you're trying to do different things, and I was rolling with it, but at the same time, my body was like, girl, you need to go sit down somewhere. And so I will say for 2021, to improve upon what I've done in terms of having so many different things, I'm learning to pace myself by focusing on certain things at a time. So one of the things I've done differently this year that I think is going to really be helpful, I feel the benefits of it already, is that I've really written out my goals for the year, but I've also created quarters. So in these quarters, and I've used this I love technology. This Google has this thing called Jamboard. I use that. So I have like these sticky notes, like digital sticky notes. And what I've done is I've broken it down to quarters, and I'm looking at, okay, how much can I really do realistically in the first quarter? And making sure that as I put those sticky notes in those quarters, that I'm not putting too many things there. And so to help me to have more balance, and also I'm also practicing more downtime. So like maybe after every 3 weeks, I need to have a break somewhere. And then after another 3 weeks, a little break somewhere, because I have to make time to relax. And currently, like with my husband and I, we have our own time that we spend together. We, you know, each day when he's off from work, we have a time we get together to watch stuff like Power, or we get down and, you know, watch a movie, or, you know, we'll have dinner. And so those are things that have helped me in scheduling. So like for right now, like I have a schedule. I have a new treadmill. I'm building my own home gym right now. So like there's certain days that I have to, just like I have days that for ladies, like, you know, we make plans to get our hair and our nails done, you know, well, I do my own hair, but you know, but making sure that just how we schedule those things, then now I also schedule my gym time in the basement. So that means that those 30 minutes is mine. I get up from my desk and I'm going downstairs. So it's basically making the conscious effort to plan it out. So like I live by my planner and my calendar on my phone, because it's going to help me to have more balance. And when I see myself getting a little, nope, pause. Is that something I really need to do right now? No, it can wait. And so that's what I find it's been helping me over the last 2-3 months or so. It's been much better. Yep.
And as we're now into 2021, we talked about, you know, some of your big accomplishments for 2020. You know, what's something you got coming up for this year? What's something you're saying, man, this is the one of my next biggest things I'm looking to get done in 2021?
One of my next biggest things is I want to build. I have a new Facebook page that I just started building 2 days ago. It's the Cooking Healthy with Tiffany Facebook page. And my goal for this year is that I'm relaunching my cooking show, but a little different. So I'm relaunching the cooking show, but I also want sponsors. So like, for example, I did a show, my last shows of the year, I went and got this Presto skillet that I love those skillets and things like that. But I want those companies to sponsor my show and send those products to me to actually use. Or like if it's someone who has a seasoning that they're using and I want to be able to, have it featured on my show and that it's being sent to me. I want to also be featured on some of like the shows like Sister Circle or like even Ellen's show. She's always doing things for people on a national level. Or a long time ago I was on ATL, Atlanta 57. I want to be able to get more reach to get my book out to more people, because there are a lot of people who want to eat healthy but need a blueprint. They need some way to get started. Everybody's not vegan. Everybody's not vegetarian. But can I at least get you to cook more at home? And here are some healthier options. Can I at least get you to do that? And I think that sometimes we make it difficult when it really isn't. That's why and it's so funny because a friend of mine sent me a text message of a recipe from my book that she cooked, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is so easy." She was like, "I didn't have to look all over the place for the ingredients. It was easy to find, easy ingredients." And I'm sitting back like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what it was made for." I wanted people to have a cookbook that has easy ingredients, easy instructions, and it's simple and it tastes good. Because I have several cookbooks that I bought. And Evan literally looked at it and like, "No, I'm not doing this." And I put it down on the table because there's too many crazy ingredients. I got to go all over Atlanta to find the ingredients. And so that's not what I wanted for my readers. I wanted something that is practical, that people can actually find the ingredients in Kroger, Walmart, Publix or whatever. And so I want to be able to get my book to the masses this year.
And what did you really experience to get you to the point? It's like, I want my own page. I want to, get sponsors. I want, this. I assume that you kind of went through some things to get to a point where you've refined exactly what you want for this part of your movement. What are some things that you actually experienced and went through to help bring you full circle to this is what you want now?
Well, I'm always thinking big, so I'm like, okay, Tiffany, you did the cooking show on your own, but in order for you to grow, you're going to need a team. You're going to need people to help you, like even being here with you, like being able to now connect with other people. I can't do this by myself if I expect to reach people beyond my circle, and so there are people who are on Facebook that don't know me, who don't know my friends, but they still need my book. So in order for me to do that and to reach more people, I have to do the work in terms of like getting it to a different level. For example, I was doing some research this past couple of weeks. I have a chiropractor I go to who I love, who's all the way in Marietta. I take the streets most of the time because I can't stand the highway. It's about an hour drive. But when I'm driving though, I'm listening to stuff on audiobooks. I'm looking at YouTube videos that's talking about how do I grow my Facebook page organically without my follow people who know me, because those are the people who I want to get to know me. And so I'm looking at ways to now expand beyond family and friends, because after a while you exhaust your family and friends. And so you want to keep your money growing, don't you? So you want to keep the book flowing. You want to keep reaching more people. I want to be able to go speak on other platforms and inspire and motivate other people to take care of their temple. But that's not going to happen if I don't put myself out there further to get seen. I can't be the best kept secret forever. So those are some of the thoughts that went through my mind last year. And then the second piece with my Fit Teach is just stepping out, because I feel like I've been playing it safe. And so, and I said, okay, Tiffany, you can't play it safe no more because it ain't gonna get you nowhere. So I have a goal that I want to present my workshop to at least 20 schools this year. And so yesterday I started that process. I have lunchtime, so I'm at home now. I have a virtual assistant who's helping me because, again, I can't do it by myself. So while I'm at work, the virtual assistant is compiling my list for me. And so now I got a list of all these schools. I'm starting with Georgia, who could benefit from me coming and presenting my self-care workshop to them. And now I started sending emails yesterday. So yesterday I sent my first 10. Tomorrow I'll send another 10. Until I exhaust that whole entire list, until somebody tells me yes. Because I know that what I have is needed. Not only that, not being scared. It was another organization that provides professional development for teachers But because I'm already an educator, I'm on their email list because my school had a workshop with them. They sent the email out this week saying, hey, looking for presenters for their upcoming social emotional workshop, and they want people who talk on self-care for educators. I was like, oh, and I almost hesitated for a minute because sometimes we're our own worst enemy. Yesterday, I said, no, Tiffany, you are going to send them that proposal because you can do this. And so I had to step out my comfort zone because, again, it's about being seen, being more visual and put myself out there. So now I sent my application in to be considered for the proposal so I can present. So I can't keep playing small because I ain't gonna get nowhere. So this year I want to elevate. I want to evolve. And so in order to do that, I have to be more, I guess you could say, just be me and just be courageous enough to click the button. As Lisa says, Lisa always says, click the button. So Lisa, who is also one of my coaches, I clicked the button yesterday about 10 times. No, 11 times.
Absolutely, man. Everybody put in the comments below, I can do this. And again, I've just kind of watched you continue to progress, and I'm hearing some things that we've talked about. I remember saying, hey, get that list together. You got to start knocking on doors. If you're not, then they will answer. Absolutely, stop playing small, and that's a big thing. Cornell saying, hey, stop playing small. Many of us have simply been playing small for too long. And there's greatness within us, and there's some phenomenal in us as well. Two more questions for you. And you might have answered this already, but I didn't ask it specifically. But what's a big lesson that you learned in 2020?
Woo! I think my biggest lesson I've learned in 2020 was be careful what you invest your money in. Yeah. And the reason why, and be careful what you invest your money in. And because the thing that I think I told you the situation I had where I invested my money in something that really I shouldn't have done that probably. And so my thing is, but again, that goes back to when you don't believe in what you're in your own self. At sometimes you kind of like feel like, oh, well, I don't know if I can. No, I could have did that my doggone self. So it's like that was one situation where I'm like, ooh, I had to.
And what's so interesting, Tiffany, is because I've seen you, build your own website. It's a lot of things you just keep doing by yourself. But when it comes to, when it came to certain things, stepping outside of your comfort zone, stepping outside of yourself, he's like, okay, let me, get some assistance getting this going. When now you get into your own cooking page. And I remember, I think I was one of the first people to have you do a cooking show, which kind of maybe kicked you off as well. And so that's kind of interesting to me, investing money into things that you can do yourself, unless it was going to,
you're right. Because I think I could, because I had a whole, how this cookbook came about is because of my cooking show that started in 2018. It was 12 episodes. And that's how the cooking show came about. The cookbook came out in the first place. Because I had no intention of doing a cookbook. I was just cooking live because people kept asking about, how do you cook that? I saw that picture you posted. What is black rice? How do you cook black rice? And so I just started cooking, and I was like, oh, this is fun. Let me go and do this again. And then it became a show, and then it became a cookbook. And so I stopped for a while. I had a couple of things that happened. Life happened. And so, but really and truly, I could have just reactivated what was already in me that I already did before, and it was successful. My cookbook sold because people were waiting for it for almost a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were waiting for the cookbook. So, I just learned that I have to be careful how what I put my money into, and just be a better steward over my money this year and budget better, because that, to me, that decision to invest my money in that particular situation, I didn't have to do that. I could have just done something. But at the same time, I learned something, because it also helped me to get back into cooking live again. It helped me to activate that energy again. So, okay, Tiffany, you got to get started again. You got to, you can do this again. And so now I'm looking at, how do I now make my show even more robust, besides just maybe me cooking, maybe having other people that cook come on and we talk about, because I did that with another young lady who, my homegirl in Kelley, she's cooking, I'm Soul Cooking with Tea. She had me on her show. And so maybe now getting other people to come on who cook, and let's talk about the food. Because I call it the cooking chat. So let's cook and let's chat about it. And so I'm looking at now where I have other people who are special guests who come on to cook, and I may be asking them questions where it may not necessarily be me cooking all the time. That's the elevation right there, because now I'm not doing all the work. Just like with the Fit Teach Forum, I don't do the forums. I have special guests that come in now who actually present to the teachers based on different parts of self-care, because that means that I don't have to every month look for content. I have a whole community of people who are in health and wellness that are my friends. Why not have them come and bring something new to the group besides them hearing from me all the time? So I'm going to do something similar with the cooking show.
Absolutely, man. For our audience that is watching us live, I'd love for you to answer this question for me. What's something in 2021 that you need to reactivate? It's something that's already in you, something that's probably been dormant for a little while, and it's something that you're saying, you know what, I recognize in listening to this broadcast today, there's something in me that I need to reactivate. I need to rekindle. I need to get started again. What's that for you? Answer that in the comments below. Something that you need to reactivate. And then lastly, Kelley, Miss Tiffany, this is Black Woman Wednesday, and we're gonna get ready for our next guest, and we'll bring you guys both back at the end. But love for you to share, some words of encouragement and empowerment as you think about 2021. What do you have to say to uplift, inspire, and encourage the Black woman tonight?
I love that one. What came to mind is something I shared at I was a co-host of an event last night, and it was all women. And a lot of times we'll not do something because we feel, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. As you all see, 2020 taught us that time waits for no one. We got to do this thing. And so what I want to encourage the lovely women who are listening tonight, as you step into 2021, you don't have time to waste. That idea that you have, that you've been sitting on, it's time to activate it and get moving. There are too many people. You have Evan, who's a coach. You have the amazing Santiago, McNeill, that's coming up next, who's a coach. There's no reason why you can't activate that and get pushing, because that's like I told the ladies last night. Every one of us have been placed on this earth with an assignment to carry out, and so people are waiting for your gift. And so when you don't do when you don't step out and do what you've been called to do, that not only helps yourself but helps others, then you're not allowing those people who need you to actually now also activate with the thing that's within them that they need to actually push out to the world. So people are waiting for your gift. Don't make them wait any longer, because you're stopping their process as well as your own. So someone's waiting for you. And the last piece of this too is that take care of yourself. Self-care is important as an entrepreneur, as a woman, because guess what? Your health is tightly tied to your ability to fully carry out your God-given purpose. So if you're not well, how can you fully walk in your purpose? So take care of you. Take the time to go to the doctors, get your checkups, get moving, eat healthier, whether it be my cookbook or whatever. But begin to actually activate your ability, because we all have it, to now make healthier choices, get moving, take care of your mental and spiritual well-being as well, so that way you can be the best, phenomenal woman you've been called to be.
Absolute phenomenal women here on Black Woman Wednesday here tonight. It's the awesome, phenomenal Miss Tiffany D. Kelley, newlywed, I think her last name Williams. Williams. You can find her on Instagram at Tiffany D_Kelley. Website, daretoloveYou.com, going on over there. Do some shopping with the sister. Got a new Facebook page. Hit that like button on that Facebook page as well. And we will bring her back as we do our wrap up after our next guest. You guys, let us know what you think. Go ahead and use some kind words for Miss Tiffany here. Look at this, self-care. My self-care is my priority in 2021. Let Tiffany know how you did here tonight. And we will be right back after our advertisements.
Oh, yeah.
All right, beautiful people, man. Make sure you do your due diligence. Shop black, buy black. Once you shop black, you never go back at the Black Bazaar. Check out Afrocentric Home Decor, personal care products, also black art inspired gifts. Simply go to the website www.theblackbazaar.com. www.theblackbazaar.com. Man, hopefully you guys enjoying the show. Again, this is the show where we just uplift and inspire, be inspired by black women for black women. I just felt it's been a needed show. So I do have Black Man Monday, which we did on 2 days ago, and Black Woman Wednesday here today. We are highlighting phenomenal women. I got another phenomenal woman who is near and dear to all of our hearts. This woman here, I just call her amazing and inspiring. The way in which she moves hearts, I believe, is the connection piece that she has with her friends, her family, and her clients. She is the coach's coach. She also is, helps people to get their story out. She helped me with the book that I wrote. Probably helped quite a few people. She is a BBC member with the Black Billionaires Club. She's a member of that club as well. And you'll start to see a kind of a trend here that we got friends helping friends, and we kind of all do this thing together. So. But yeah, I'll tell you that she was one of the people who follows her spirit. And I remember a time where I was down in the dumps and she just happened to pick up the phone and give me a call, and that just brightened my day, brightened my mood, and brightened my year. And also she's someone I just can depend on. She's dependable. And she's always willing to help as much as she can, as long as you're not trying to take advantage. She even will go even beyond when it comes to that as well. And I'll be trying to tell her, listen, sometimes you just got to cut them folks off. It's just time to move forward, time to grow. But anyway, this is the phenomenal one, the awesome, needs no introduction. She is the coach's coach, Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill. I introduce you to her today. What's going on, Lisa?
Hey, Evan, thank you so much for having me. I'm always grateful to spend some time with you. And every time you share that story of how we connected, I have to tell you, the day that I called you, you were saying some things, you were mentioning some things, and then I didn't really know you then. I didn't really know you. We hadn't really had a lot of interactions, but I had to get out of my way and I had to do what the Spirit of the Lord said, which was to reach out to my brother. And I'm glad that I did.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you did too. I mean, it's the spirit is strong. I'll tell you that. Well, thanks so much for being with us here tonight. As we again, my thing is this year I'm just going to focus on letting the world know who inspires me, and you're definitely one of those phenomenal women.
But mutual inspiration committee here.
But there are some people who have never met you for some reason, and I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Absolutely. Once again, just thank you so much for having me here. And I am the coach's coach. I am Lisa Santiago McNeill, and I spent the early part of my career coaching people, helping to heal and make them whole and do all of those things. And now I help other coaches to do the same, not to just make the impact, because I think it's really important that you reach people with your skills, gifts, and talents. Like Miss Tiffany, I'm excited about her progress, right? You want to see her succeed. And a lot of times we're making lots of impact with what we do, but we're not necessarily making the income that we deserve from that impact. And through structuring our intellectual capital, our knowledge, our information, I help my clients to then build a business out of their IP. I help them to learn how to share their story in such a way that the people who learn to know, like, and trust them will then utilize their services to help them to overcome a similar setback or challenge that they may be dealing with. For example, once again, Tiffany and her fantastic cookbook, I have a copy of it. I'm excited to have worked with her and shared with her, but she did something, right? She had overcome her own physical challenge, her own weight challenge, her own sort of just lots of things, emotional. There's so much more involved with weight than just food, it's emotional, it's physical, it's so many different things. And she learned some things from that experience. And by putting it in her cookbook and then sharing with the world that, look, I learned it, I can help you learn it. Now she's able to leverage that to do business and to build a business around. And that's what I do with my clients. I help them to identify what the root is in their story, help them to write it purposely, and then help them to promote it and structure it in such a way that it attracts clients to them and they can build businesses on it from there.
And let me ask you this, Miss Lisa, absolutely phenomenal. What got you to the space where this became so passionate that this is the path that you wanted to be able to help people in, as far as getting their story out, and then ultimately, obviously, getting to the point where not only do you have your story out, but you also are able to, monetize what you have done as well.
So I think it came out of first I had to be empowered individually. First, my first thing was I wrote my book. I wrote my first book, Discovering Your Why, A Journey to Wholeness, about my own personal journey of having gotten through and living through lots of abuse from the age of 2 to 13, being a runaway, being in a very, very difficult first marriage, being oppressed in a lot of different areas of my life, and having evolved out of that and survived, I guess, for lack of a better word, out of that. And that first book was phenomenal. I made Amazon bestseller. I got a lot of people interested in great job, a lot of people celebrating and supporting. But the most feedback that I got was, awesome, you wrote a book, you published a book, how do I do mine? And so even though I was excited about my book and sharing my story, and there were a lot of women that were like, oh my God, thank you for telling the truth about that. Thank you for sharing that part of your story. I had a similar experience. I didn't ever want to tell anybody. I didn't feel good about it. All of these different things. And then finding that I could help them with what I had learned, I could help them to do it themselves. So that started the coaching and the publishing area of my business, or I can call it an enterprise now, because there are multiple elements to my business now, multiple streams of income. So it started there. And I was able to help, I think in the first year, I think I helped about 26 people to publish their book. That was back in 2016. And it was great. I was excited about helping everybody to get their books out. But what I realized is they wanted to get their books out because they wanted to share their story. They wanted to get their books out because they had realized that their experience could be the solution that someone else needed, but they were not making the reach that they desired. In all honesty, it's like, imagine that you have the medication that'll cure the world, right? And it doesn't have a label on it. I didn't just take the label off. This has the label off of it. But anyway, it doesn't have a label in it, and you've got it in the medicine cabinet. Now, the world needs what's in here, but they don't know what it is, and they don't know where it is. So by helping those authors with these phenomenal stories to now get it out there, teaching them how to speak strategically, teaching them to find opportunities to speak, teaching them to extend and expand their reach by reaching out to other people. Like Tiffany was saying, you got to knock on some doors sometimes and get that message out there, reminding them that their job as a published author is marketing that book and helping them to do that. That's where the enterprise grew. That's where everything grew. So now it's not just write and publish, but it's write, publish, promote, and create a program with that book so that the lessons that you learn don't just fall flat, so that the world can benefit from them, and so that everybody can build and grow from whatever they've gone through in their lives.
Absolutely. We're talking about an ongoing experience. And as you look over, this the passion that we just gotten through, what's a big accomplishment for you from 2020?
So 2020, the biggest accomplishment for me was minding my business. Minding my business. The biggest thing that I learned was I had to keep my mind on my business. I could not be affected. And this is not callous. This is no disrespect to how COVID was affecting the world and affecting people's bottom lines and all those things. But for me, it was about that. You can't help that. Mind your business. You can't do that. Mind your business. And then even a business came out of minding my business, which was if you recall, because you were very instrumental in the growth and development of this, but the click the button, right? It's helping other people to mind their own business with the e-commerce websites. So we set up over 500 e-commerce websites in the second quarter of 2020. And there were so many people that were focusing on an epidemic that they could not control. And we were heads down, minding our business, learning more about money, staying independent, not worrying about a paycheck, a cutback, not worrying about anybody losing a job. Not that those things were not devastating, but again, I didn't have control over those things. I had control over all the people that were sitting in my seat, and that was who we focused on. We focused on me and anybody that I could help. And I'm grateful for that lesson because there are a lot of people that got swept away. They got emotionally distressed. They've been stressed out. They've gotten anxiety. Some people have just been overwhelmed financially by the whole year. And I have to say that because I connected with people like yourself, like Sir Markadu, and like even Brother Cortez, who were minding their business, it was like, what does a clue look like? All that stuff true, all that stuff still going on, but it's not affecting me right now. So I need to do what I can do to help my people to move forward, continue to get ahead. And we did that. We did that.
We did that thing.
We did that.
And so now that we're here in 2021, what's new for you?
What's new for me? Well, in 2021, we're going to build in and build up for what 2020 foundation already set for us. We had some really good and strong growths in 2020. One was because so many people were in place, right? We were all in timeout. We couldn't go anywhere. I relaunched the self-publishing group program. And in 2020, we had 22 authors to successfully publish through the group program. So we're leveling that up. We're going to continue that February of 2021, February of this year. So next month, we're launching the next publishing group so that people who want to write their book may not have the big investment, may not have the knowledge to do it independently, but still want to write their book. We'll be sharing with them some options on how they can do that with us or with our help or independently. That's one of the things. The second is continuing to push and promote the e-commerce. Continuing to push and promote people getting involved in e-commerce. You're at home, you have a phone, you have a computer, we have connections with products and tools that you can sell. There's nothing standing in your way of having your own e-commerce website to take advantage of some of these Amazon trucks and UPS trucks and FedEx trucks that are still running in and out of the neighborhood, even when everybody is claiming that there's no money to be made. You can still make money right now. And so focusing on helping people with that is really those are the two things. Publishing, promotion, and podcasting obviously will continue, but continuing to support our e-commerce people and expanding my network. The Empowerment Network is now a channel. We have over 6 programs that run throughout the day on our network. We're continuing to add content contributors to provide their content on our network so that, like Tiffany said, we can share the people. You know somebody I don't know. I know somebody you don't know. By having your programming on our network as well, we're sharing that reach and bringing people who would come for you to us as well. So that's a balance that's happening there. And I'm just really excited. Also coming up this month, January, Mindset Domination Showcase. We're having a virtual author showcase on January the 16th. February, we've got 3 showcases, one for Black History, primarily, the second one for love and relationships. We have a poetry showcase, and the third one is children's authors showcase. So we're really building and growing, keeping our people in front of people, keeping our businesses in front of people. And each one of those programs, each one of those is an opportunity, whether you're a content contributor or maybe a sponsor. Maybe you have an e-commerce website and you want to sponsor a segment. We're making ways for everybody to really get a piece of the momentum that we've built over the past few years so that we can all build and grow together.
Absolutely, and I think that there's something that you got started that was just you. You got a podcast going on or something? I remember.
Yes, today was actually the first one of the year. It's Live with Lisa Santiago, and today I had on a special guest. Her name is Dr. Stacy. She joined me, and we're just sharing what's going on in our world, faith, fitness, fabulousness. You know, we're just focusing on everything that has to do with what I do and what I'm attracted to in life, and what many of my clients do as well. Another opportunity for me to bring them to my audience and help me to bring my business to theirs.
Absolutely. And you got something coming up on Thursday here. It says Profit
Right, Publish and Profit.
What's that about?
So that's an interest meeting. If you have ever considered writing a book, just like I said, in 2020, we've got another group coming out, so you can be a part of that. If you've ever considered writing and publishing a book, you don't have to do it on your own. But if you have some questions, all of that, everything will be answered on Thursday night. That's tomorrow night at 7:00. You can register. The registration is free. We'll be talking about the 3 different ways that I will be supporting authors in 2021. One is through the group. The other is obviously individually. And then the third is I am producing an anthology this year. I'm producing an anthology because I have been, I have been receiving inquisitions or questions from people who saying, well, my story is not big enough to be a whole book, or I don't want to write a whole book. Well, the anthology, it means a collection of people with a common with a common subject in one book. All of them get the opportunity to have author credit, but they only have to contribute one piece to it. That will give them the opportunity to have less work, obviously less cost associated with them producing the project. They'll still have the benefit of being a published author, as well as leveraging the opportunity to then build and grow into having their own book published at a later date, should they choose to. So we'll talk about all of those different things, so that if there's any questions of any of those 3 programs, or the fourth is not about publishing, but it's for people who've already published. How do I've published, now what? I've published, now what? What do I do to get this book out there? What do I do to build a business around this book? What do I do to help leverage this book to take me to the next level? If you got any of those questions, join us on tomorrow night at 7:00. We will answer your questions. We will answer your questions. You won't be dressed up with no place to go. You'll have opportunities to pick and choose your path in working with me in 2021.
Absolutely, man. So check out the Right Publish Profit program tomorrow. That's the bit.ly link I have linked up. I put it in the comments below for you guys to click on and register. It's free. If you've been thinking about writing a book, you know it's in your spirit, you might as well show up to a space where you can get your questions answered. And let me say this, Lisa. It's for everybody that's going to watch it right now, I want you to put in the comments so it makes sense. And the reason I want you to put that is because what I'm listening to is a woman who's been in this time space for quite a few years, but I'm hearing evolution. Like, okay, we did this, and then we got the network, and now we already got all these people that are clients. Now we're giving them a space. That's evolution. And then I'm hearing anthologies. Like, okay, well, they all got little stories here, but not all of them are long enough. So let's go ahead and compile this. I'm hearing I'm hearing compilation, I'm hearing collection, I'm hearing collaboration. All of these words is just making sense. And I want people to make it make sense this year. Because sometimes we can kind of get away from what makes sense because it might look good, smell good, and all that good stuff. But when we really say, okay, what's really the next thing for me? I believe we can begin to make it make sense because it's kind of flowing out of what we're already doing anyway. It's just a branch that's coming from the tree that's already been established, unless you want to go and start or build or grow a new tree. Here in 2021, Miss Lisa, Black Woman Wednesday, what are your words of encouragement, empowerment, as you are the Women's Empowerment, you got the Empowerment Network, inspiration for the Black woman in 2021?
In 2021, I want you to be mindful of all of the things that come your way. There's going to be a lot of distractions, but there are also going to be a lot of opportunities. Seize those opportunities for what they are. Build upon what you've already learned in life. Let that come to you. Let your gifts make room for you and place you before great men. The Word of God has promised you beauty for ashes. So that means whatever came before, whatever situations you might have dealt with or had to overcome, those moments that you thought that you would never be able to survive, the day has come that you will take those lessons learned and now move them into the place to not only stand in your own greatness, but to reach back and pull through another sister so that she can stand up next to you and not have to go through what you went through alone. That's what you get. That's what you can do.
Absolutely, man. Here at Black Woman Wednesday, Miss Lisa, I saw you taking notes while you was in the lobby there. I think you were taking notes from some stuff that Miss Tiffany was talking about. I'm gonna bring her back in. I wonder, what did you put in your notes? What did you write down? Because the coach is always. Not only is she a teacher, but she's also a great student.
Oh, absolutely. I'm listening to Tiffany because you're right. You have to be both a teacher and a student, right? Listening to Tiffany, I got to give myself some pointers. I myself have also started a home gym. I purchased a recumbent bike and I have been slowly building up exercise. I want to do 30 minutes. I am currently up to 15 straight minutes on my recumbent bike without passing out. Even I have gotten my water intake up to about 8 bottles a day so far, and just consistently doing small steps, small things to improve what you're already working with, right? I have 17 steps in my house, so it takes 17 steps to get upstairs. So sometimes I will deliberately leave something upstairs so that I have to go back upstairs and get another 17 steps in. They're just finding ways to try to build upon. And so when I heard some of the things that she was saying, it was reminding me, you know what, you could try that, you could try this, and you can keep making steps in the right direction for your success.
Absolutely. And any words that you have for Miss Tiffany, you guys, I know we're all kind of connected in a way, but you guys probably have your own connection as coaches and peers and friends and things like that, as you're seeing her blossom and progress and the things that she's doing.
Absolutely. Well, Tiffany has been implementing, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. She and I have put together quite a bit of an extensive plan, and there were some bumps. Life happens, right? Life happens, and you've got to let life happen sometimes. You got to tap out, take a time out. But what you can't do is lose it. You can't lose it. You keep it. So right now, what she's starting with her campaign that she started, I am excited about that. We talked about that in last year, and now that it's coming out, I want you to stay consistent. Remember that the race is not given to the strong or the swift, but to them that endureth until the end. So persevere, my sister.
Thank you, Lisa. You are absolutely amazing. And I wanted to tell both of you thank you, because you two have had a major impact on my journey last year. That e-commerce store, like, that was the most bombest thing, y'all. I'm I mean, the two of you, at first I was like, dang, I don't. But then, like, when I started, like, oh, wait a minute, my cookbook up in here. Like, I had a place to send people to, because I had a e-commerce store on my website before, but it was too complicated. And so, like, it was just like a whole new world opened up for me. And so I just want to tell both of you, thank you. And Lisa, thank you for your coaching, because I worked with you last year with coaching from the beginning of the year. I remember we started together, and then I had Evan also in my ear. So like I had the best. I had two amazing people on my team. Like, yes. But Lisa, I just want to tell you, thank you so much. Your quote of take imperfect action, like that lives with me now. Like,
yeah,
I'm someone who has, infamously been a perfectionist. And so now it's like, it ain't gotta be perfect. Let me just get started. And so like that forever lives in my head that you said that to me. Like just take imperfect action, just get started, perfect it later. And then Evan, he was kicking me in my butt. Okay, what are you waiting on? Let's go. Stop procrastinating. Stop sitting on it. I know one thing, when you come back on this call next week, you better have that book, something. So I was like, so it's like the both of y'all were just like, and so I want to just tell the both of you from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You all are absolutely amazing. Your teachings, your coaching is in my head. And so just know that your work is not in vain. I'm going to make y'all proud in 2021. So thank you so much.
I'm excited. I got a word for 2021. My word for 2021 is domination. 2021. Ching, ching.
That button.
That's right.
Click the button. Man, look at it. We had some fun times in 2020, and my thing I tell people, 2021, it only gets better.
That's right.
It only gets better. Absolutely, man. For those that are joining us here live on our Black Woman Wednesday broadcast, love to hear from you. Maybe you haven't typed anything at all, or just let us know where you are, what you think about the show. Mr. Julia Robbins says, so much good information. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Miss Brittany Thomas, another one that's part of the crew. Thanks so much for joining, Miss Brittany, showing your love and support. Miss Monica Allison is in the house. It makes sense. Miss Yvette Goodrich, Miss Glenda Tate Woods, it makes sense. Absolutely. My mama says she needed to come. Okay, mama, you need to come back. I don't know how much it costs, but we're going to make it happen. Maybe they said, Lisa, when I was talking about exercise, it reminded me of doing exercise in my apartment, like walking back and forth. Hey, that's what it's about. We're supposed to be reminding each other to make fit. Absolutely. Hey, Brittany Thomas says she loved the e-commerce store. We helped so many people get started with e-commerce last year, man. Absolutely phenomenal. Hey, push the button. Absolutely. So ladies, this is again, I'm taking the time to really retool as well, and this is one of the shows that's been highly requested to bring back. And so I'm my goal is to remain consistent with broadcasting these things, to encourage other people to connect networks to networks. Hopefully there's some people that if they're in need of your services or want to follow you, want to make sure I put that up for you guys. And again, Miss Tiffany Kelley, you want to follow her on Instagram at Tiffany D Kelley, Tiffany D_Kelley. You can go to her website if you are interested in the cookbook we've been talking about, daretoloveyou.com. She also has a Facebook page that she's building out now. And then, guys, here's the thing. I'd say this, not that you're just going to get something, but also that you have something to give. You may be connected to someone right now. You're saying, man, when she said that, I was thinking about this person that I know. And you're like, man, let me go ahead and connect these people. Because here's the deal. There's something that you're going to be wanting to do. We're only we're at the point, we're only 2 or 3 degrees of separation away from who we need to connect to. So if you got some connections, go ahead and make that connection for her as well. Lisa Santiago McNeill, you can follow her on Instagram at Lisa Santiago McNeill. And then also her website, IamLisaSantiago.com. IamLisaSantiago.com. My last thing for you, ladies, I love to keep this to an hour. What are your thoughts on the show? How do you feel about our Black Woman Wednesday and the things that we're doing here on Wednesday nights? I'll come down to you, Miss Tiffany.
I love it. I love the fact that you're giving women the opportunity to share what they're doing in business, connect, because all about helping each other. I love what you said about someone else may know somebody that knows somebody,
Right.
It's always, we have to help each other. It's only going to grow if we help each other. So I love that you're doing this and featuring women on Wednesdays and allowing women to share what they do, because it inspires other women who may be sitting home like they want to, but they don't want to take that jump. But now they are encouraged and inspired to just jump, just do it. And it don't have to be perfect, right, Lisa?
Absolutely. Imperfect action.
Miss Lisa.
Yes. Black Woman Wednesday, I love it. I was always a fan of it. I understand that it takes a lot of energy and effort to continue to do what you do, but I do believe that there's a special place and a special message that only can come from the strength of a Black woman. No disrespect to the Black man, but the Black woman is the heart of the universe. And sometimes you just need to hear it from us. So keep doing what you do.
Man, phenomenal women. That's exactly what you are. Black women that are tuning in today that might see this at a later broadcast. Hopefully you all have hit that like button, that share button. You tag the sister as well to let them know that they are phenomenal and they can connect to some phenomenal women. My last thing I wanted to say to our audience is that this year, put yourself in position to grow together. The big thing that we found is that many of us might feel like we're doing it alone, and I would say you're just not connecting with the right people.
Exactly.
You feel like, hey, you found some people to connect with. Do that. That could be within our group, the Black Billionaires Club. It could be with it somewhere else. I mean, Lisa's got her thing going on. Tiffany's got her thing going on. I got my thing going on. Make sure you connect. I think it's incumbent upon you to connect where you need to connect so that you can grow, to plant yourself as a seed into some good ground. That's up to you. You be the farmer of your own soul. Ha, I like that. Hey, what's take William? Awesome showcase our powerful. Absolutely. So here's the deal, guys. Black Man Monday will be back next week on Monday. We're gonna have some more brothers. Black Woman Wednesday will be back. We'll be doing this every week. This Friday, I'll be doing a broadcast on cannabis, some cannabis investment strategy. So check us out on ERGJ Enterprises. That's where I do most of my broadcasts. You might be watching us anywhere else on YouTube and Facebook. I want to say thank you to our guest, Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill, a phenomenal woman. I want to say thank you to Miss Tiffany D. Kelley, a phenomenal woman. And for everybody else, I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.